Let's visualize what selection sort does. The basic idea is that we're going to start with the first point in the list, look at all the remaining ones to find the smallest thing, and then swap those 2 points and continue on. So we start by putting a marker at the first spot in the list. We then start by taking a second marker at the next point in the list, and we keep scanning down, checking to see where's the smallest thing that we've seen in the list, which happens to be here. When we get to the end of the list, knowing that that's the smallest thing, we swap those 2 elements, and then we move the marker up one, start our checking point at the next one, and again scan down the list, finding the smallest thing we've seen so far, which eventually we find there. Having found that, we swap those 2 elements, move on to the next point in the list, move our marker up one, and again scan for the smallest element in the list, which happens to be here. So when we get to the end, we swap those 2, and you get the idea. We move the marker along, the thing that we're going to check along, and we keep scanning until we find the smallest element of the list, which is right there. Once we've gotten to the end of the list, knowing this is the smallest one, we swap these 2, and we can carry on. I'm not going to do the rest, but you can see how we're selectively finding the next smallest element and putting it at the front of the list. You can also see how that notion of having the prefix sorted and the remainder not, but finding the smallest element and adding it to the prefix, builds that invariant that lets us guarantee that this works correctly.